My name is Chris Heckenkamp over here with Cutler Investment Group, and I'm in the beautiful Orange County office here with my colleagues Susan and Kipper. My wife and I actually live down in Ladera Ranch, Orange County, with our husky named Orion. And today I'm just excited to walk you through the top financial questions I hear most often. Honestly, we're going to keep things simple, clear, and focused on real life, which is budgeting, investing, and understanding retirement accounts. So, to get a handle on this, you need to know 4 things: how much you make, your fixed expenses, your variable expenses, and your savings goals. Once those are clear, you can actually start building some control in your financial life. Now, one of the main questions I hear is, why do I feel like I never have enough left over? A couple of shocking statistics when it comes to saving money is that 95% of millennials are saving less than the recommended amount. 69% of households have less than $1,000 in their emergency fund. 72% of households don't have a written financial plan. I will say a positive in these stats is that 83% of people that set financial goals feel better about their finances after just 1 year. I mean, no matter someone's income level, and the truth is, it usually comes down to a lack of clarity about where your money is going. Without a plan, even high earners can feel behind. The main culprit of this is something called leaky buckets, where many of us lose money without even realizing it through small things like subscriptions, impulse purchases, or lifestyle creep, and obviously some lavish vacations can make their way in there as well. And awareness is really step 1. Now, a good rule of thumb that I like to follow is the 50-30-20 rule, where it's a fantastic place to start, where it means 50% of your income is going towards your needs. 30% then goes towards your wants, and 20% will go towards saving or paying down your debt. It's a simple framework, but it helps you give those guardrails to your financial life. A couple of tools that I've used in my own life, as well as with my clients that help, are budgeting apps like Mint or Intuit, YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, or even a basic Excel spreadsheet. A key is to automate your savings and bill pay to make your life easier, to where the money will hit your account and automatically leave towards your savings, so where it doesn't feel like you have to manually do this every single month. Now, a good place to start is the hierarchy of savings, which starts with your emergency fund as the most important part and your first priority to get. After that, it will be your employer retirement accounts, followed by your traditional IRA and Roth IRA. After those two, we can get into your 529s or your brokerage taxable investment accounts. So, based on this hierarchy of savings, your first step and priority is to build your emergency fund. We like to aim for about 3 to 6 months of your living expenses here, and it gives you a buffer really to protect you from unforeseen expenses like medical bills, your car breaks down, or we don't want to utilize credit cards with a high interest rate. That is going to be your first priority on where to pull from. Now, another question I always hear is, how much should I be saving? The answer depends really on your goals, but a solid starting point is about 15 to 20% of your income. If that feels like too much, you can start smaller and work up. You'll never find more money later if you wait until the end of the month to start saving. Now, in terms of what to invest in your emergency fund, these investments should be readily available by using either high yield savings or money market funds that aren't subject to stock market fluctuations along the way. Since you now have your emergency fund built up, I want to dive into the next topic, which is investing. This question comes up a lot because people don't want to make a mistake, and the best place to start was yesterday, and the second best time is right now. Understanding your goals and time horizon is a great place to start, whether it be you're saving for a home, retirement, kids' college, or a vacation. We want to pick out how long you can afford to stay invested, and after that, we can choose the right investments for you. Now, the main building blocks of investing are stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. Where stocks are ownership in companies, bonds are basically loans that you give to companies or governments where they pay you a fixed coupon throughout the year. Mutual funds and ETFs are baskets of both stocks and bonds, and really diversification is key here. An important concept I really want to touch on is the relationship between risk and reward. Now, more risk generally means more reward in terms of return, but more ups and downs with market volatility along the way. If you need the money in a few years, for example, we don't want to be taking on extra risk because we need that principal to be safe for you when that goal comes due. Now, for long-term goals, you can afford more volatility because we don't need those funds until 10 years or beyond for, say, retirement. Another point that I wanted to emphasize is the power of starting early here, where if we take $200 a month starting at age 25 versus $200 a month starting at age 35, what the difference in value is when you become 65 just because of the power of compound interest. Again, we want to start where you are, whether that be $100 a month to $1,000 a month. The best time to start investing, like I said earlier, is right now. When new investors are really just getting started, a few common mistakes that they'll make are chasing hot stocks, trying to time the market, putting all your eggs in one basket, basically not diversifying. But the biggest mistake I see is overanalysis that causes paralysis, where you'll sit in cash for a year, 2 years at a time, just trying to pick out the right investment and miss out on the returns along the way. Now, how do you get started on investing? You can open up an IRA or use your employer's 401k. A key that we can help with is we want to choose low-cost investments or ETFs, as well as setting up automatic monthly contributions. That same principle when it comes to your emergency savings. Investing doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. Two of the most common individual retirement accounts are Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs, and there is some confusion what the difference between each is. A Roth IRA, on one hand, is funded with your after-tax money, so money that basically has hit your checking account from your paycheck. That money will go into the Roth IRA, grow tax deferred, and when you take qualified distributions, it is tax-free. A traditional IRA, on the other hand, is pre-tax money similar to your employer's 401k, where you put the money in, it grows tax deferred, but when you take qualified distributions at age 59 and a half, that money is included in your ordinary income. If you're in a lower tax bracket, Roth IRA might be the better deal, where you pay now, withdraw tax-free later. Traditional IRA, obviously, you're gonna save on taxes now because it's deductible, but pay later. Honestly, having both over your lifetime turns out to be a pretty solid strategy. So, are you saving enough for retirement? And this is the big one here. Many people really aren't sure. You can use calculators to see what you'll need based on your lifestyle goals. And it's not just about the number, it's about what kind of life you want to live later on. A few common retirement accounts that might be available to you are your 401k, your 403b, which means a governmental worker, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, and a SEP IRA if you're self-employed. We want to know what's available to you and take advantage of those tax benefits. This is a huge point where myself and other advisors over with Cutler are able to provide tremendous value to you and your family. Now, what I want to touch on is the different contribution limits on these different retirement accounts. For a 401k through your employer, you can contribute $23,000 with a $7,500 catch-up if you're over 50 years old. A traditional IRA as well as a Roth IRA, you can contribute $7,000 this year, and if you're over 50, you can do an additional $1,000. The caveat with a Roth IRA is your income can determine whether or not you are eligible to contribute to this account. After reviewing a few of the basic building blocks of your financial life, I wanted to leave you with 3 big takeaways, and that is to track your spending and to build a budget. I want you to invest early and regularly and use retirement accounts to your advantage. Myself and other advisors over here at Cutler are fantastic at helping our clients plan out where they should be putting that next dollar and make sure that they align with your goals. I hope I was able to teach you something today, and if anything I spoke about piqued your interest, we'd love to hear from you, and feel free to reach out to either me or any other Cutler advisor, and we are going to be happy to help.